Good evening and welcome back to the channel and welcome back to another episode of Cricket Captain 2024 with Kent County. Today we're off for another game in the County Championship. Last time out we managed to get another draw in the Championship, but we are still looking for that first win with Kent. Now if you do remember what I said a couple of episodes ago, Kent in this season that the game is simulating, which is actually last season of the championship, not this season. Kent actually did finish bottom with one win, something like, was it like 8 losses maybe? Something like that, and maybe 5 draws. So unfortunately for us, we are rather accurate, playing with a bit of realism that we don't want, which is, well, it is what it is, I suppose. We've started a new save with Kent. We're struggling a little bit, but so did they. And we're going to try and bring the team up from a tough, position. And if we get relegated, we get relegated, and we try and bounce back. Now I've been bitten. I've been bitten on my arm. So if you see me scratching, leave a comment saying stop scratching. It's not gonna help. It's only gonna make things worse. Okay. We've got to play a spinner in this game. It only really makes sense to bring in Parkinson. He's a good player. We've still got Everson. Got Swanepoel there. He's got a very good average. So, it wouldn't be the worst idea to rotate him in. Give us just a little bit more depth in our batting. Everson, I don't really think has truly impressed me. So I'm going to give Denley a go. Now that's Joe Denley. I actually wanted to give Jaden Denley a go. Down the order a little bit, just as an extra spin option. I suppose Joe Denley, Jaden Denley, you are getting different things. You're getting experience versus youth. Either way, we've got to bat first, I would say. Because there's rain coming and it's only going to get more and more difficult to bat as the game goes on. So if we might be able to put on a decent score to start things off. Lovely stuff from Compton there. 4 off the first. In the first innings, if we can put on a decent score, if Drummond and Compton can stick around, that'll open up an opportunity for us. And of course, it would be nice to try and get some batting points as well. I think in our last game against Lancashire, we might have got 1, but I can't quite remember. Oh, Compton, that's a bit of a cheap wicket, buddy. I can't quite remember when we passed 250 and if it was before or after the cut-off point. So yeah, a bit of a tough one. But we did bowl quite well in the second innings against Lancashire. We just kept it simple, just bowling what they don't like. And then if I noted a bowler was going for runs, just take them off. I think in the first innings I made an error of kind of going a little bit too hard with that. And saying, oh, if you get hit for a boundary, I'll swap you out, which I do sometimes. It's not my go-to tactic every time. But I do tend to do that sometimes, just to keep rotating things as if it's a T20. But I don't think it actually works. I think you need to give the bowlers and the game a little bit of time to get some rhythm going. I'm also going to try and get a little bit less bitter about the game. There's some periods in the game where it just feels like everything is against you, and it really gets on my nerves sometimes. I'm going to try and ignore that. I'm going to try and adapt the mindset to just play the game as if it's real cricket. Don't try and be meta with it. Don't try and, I don't know, not cheat the game, but, try and, well, get meta with it, I suppose. I've said it the right way the first time. And just as if we're watching some cricket captain, we're watching some actual cricket where we don't have to really worry about the decisions. We're just going to let them play as much as we possibly can. And that's what I'm doing in this innings here. In fact, that's what I'm trying to do with this episode, this entire match. So, we've made it to 100. It took us 41 overs. That's okay. Crawley is well set. Jack Leaning is on the way to being set. I'm going to ask them both to go one step of aggression up. We're going along at about 2.5 on the run rate. Let's see where the run rate sits after the session is done. And it will be about 60 overs gone, or maybe 65, 70 overs gone. And hopefully Crawley and Leaning are still there. That's another boundary. A good sweep for Zach Crawley. He's made 50. Very good stuff. And he follows it up with another kind of on drive, another boundary. Jack Leaning at the other end moves to 35. Crawley's out into the 60s. And that's a back foot punch through the covers. Goes for 4. Crawley again. It's a back foot lofted somewhat on drive. Same result, however. We cross 150. That'll go. And it does. And you know what? When, or, more, okay, if, hopefully when, Leaning makes 50, which is there a fielder down there? It's gone over his head. 6 runs, 49, Jack Leaning. Is this the 50 for him? Yes, it is. It's a drop and go. Short square leg, I suppose. Retrieves it. Maybe mid-wicket. That's more of a short square leg, really, isn't it? And with that 50, I'm going to tell him to go up the aggression level again. To try and counter the getting out in the 50s. And that's a lovely shot. Like the footwork, the flick of the wrist to put it through point. Oh, but it doesn't affect it much. He is gone anyway. That brings in Sam Billings. We are 171 for 3. That's a drop, and somehow Billings knew it was going to be dropped. Because he just started running anyway. Oh, okay. So the opponents, Hampshire, they are top of the division. Top of Division 1, looking real good, looking like they're in with a chance of winning the entire thing. And after tea, or, as we go to tea, we are 180 from 66, so we're a little bit closer to running at 3 and over rather than 2.5. And they're going quite well. Let's just let them do their thing. Billings is gone. Second ball after lunch. That brings in Harry Finch, who batted pretty well in the last game. Did do quite good for us. Crawley is still looking quite good out there. Facing John Turner, puts him to the fence twice on the bounce. Twice in the over. And then Finch has been dropped as well. Oh my word, Hampshire giving us chances, giving us lives, in fact. As we look to try and cross 200 here. Not on that over, not on the next. There it is, that's the 200 up. We have slowed up a little bit with Billings getting out. And Crawley somehow evading the fielders there, moving into the 90s. 93, here's on. Lovely shot, moves to 98. 99. They've taken the new ball. And they immediately get reward with it because that's just a bit weak from Finch there. And Crawley makes it to 100. Incredible. We're going to give him the next level of aggression again to try and combat the making a milestone and getting out. I did say I didn't want to get meta with it, but that is actually something that you would consider. Players really do have the mental strength kind of not wash away when they get to a milestone, but it does, you've got to a milestone. There's a bit of relief about you, which sometimes does mean you get out next ball or, next over or something like that, because it took so much to get to 50, to get to 100. You were focused on it for so long, and then you do manage it, and then you think, oh, thank goodness for that, and then you get out. It does happen. It's happened to me every single time I've made 50, so I know it does happen. And that is the end of day 1. We've actually survived the day. 264 for 5. Not incredibly aggressive. Not anything really special about the way we've batted. But just very solid. We've made the 250 as well, which means we get the first batting point. We wanted 1. We've got 1. We'll take some buys for free, for freebies. Lovely. And Denley is... Oh, that was close to the fielder. That is him gone. Trying to repeat the feat. Trying to play it again. Now, Svanenball comes in and he is an aggressive player. If he gets going alongside Crawley, who's obviously already on 120 odd, that's not out. That's outside the line. It wasn't hitting. We could see these guys go pretty quickly to a higher total, and we might see it happen. It looks like it is going well so far. Yes, it is. Lovely stuff. Beats the fielder in mid-wicket there. That's going down leg, I would believe. And I would say this partnership is probably... Oh, it's over. I was going to say it's probably about 35. Let's see. It was 47. Very close to the 50. Unlucky in there. But Zach Crawley is still there. And runs another single, which takes him to 150. And now the aggression can come back. Where's Agar at the other end? 3, 3, 4 for 7. Going Crawley, what have you got? Another boundary. Oh, a misfield in mid-wicket. It's going to cost you, Hampshire. Oh, over the bowler's head. Very good shot. Directly over the bowler's head. Very straight. And Agard gets in on it as well. Takes us to 350. And I really like this from us. We've decided to bat first, and it's working for us. Agar is gone for 14, but I can't really fault his performance. He's done well. He's just tried to stick it out with Crawley, who's smacking the boundaries. And now that Crawley is with the tail, it's going to be sensible to ask the tail to try and survive, and Crawley to try and hit a few more, and see if maybe we can get to 400. Should have probably done it with Agar. I've done it a bit late with number 11 coming in, but it's definitely a tactic you want to go with to try and get as many runs out of the tail as possible. You've got someone batting with a tail. You don't really want to have them off strike. You want them on strike, and you want them hitting boundaries. And that is currently what is happening. He's beating the field every which way. He really is. The leg side, you've got to stop bowling straight, because he's going to put you across the turf, and it's just not good bowling. Is that the 200? That's definitely the 200. Zach Crawley. Daddy Zach Crawley. Daddy 100 from Zach Crawley. What a performance he is putting in. And Nathan Gilchrist, just surviving at the other end, lets him get to the 200 and then runs, and Crawley gets home, and we make 400. I don't know when the last time it was that we made 400. It was probably a while ago. And Gilchrist gets in on the action with a boundary. I love that. And Crawley's still going. And this is the thing. He is still going. We can get as many runs as possible from this partnership, which must be at 70. I want to see 221 for Zach Crawley, backed up by leaning with 50, and then backed up by solid performances down the order here. Okay, Parkinson, yeah, the only one who didn't really do that. But 16, 21, 21, 14, and 17, all surviving a good chunk of deliveries. Very impressive. I'm very happy. That is how I want them batting, with a 72 partnership at the end of that, which is actually the second highest. Zach Crawley bookending the best partnerships. Lovely stuff. Really good stuff. The pressure is now on Hampshire. Let's try and get some wickets. Here we go. Okay, so they both prefer back foot. So we're going to send it full. And we're going to send it at the stumps to start. Okay, I'm actually going to up the aggression level by 1 because I just think I want another slip in just before the break. And there, okay, so they're 42 without loss. The weather says it's going to rain all of day 3, which is, we're almost there already. Oh, that's a good delivery. They are getting a few boundaries, but we've got enough runs that I can keep the aggression on for a little bit with my 2 opening bowlers and just see if there are more wickets to be had. Okay, now is the chance for a break. Let's get spin on at one end, and then we will just rotate the seamers at the other end for the rest of the session. Unless, of course, Parkinson starts taking, oh, it's lucky, heaps of wickets. In which case, we'll also bring on Denley at the other end. Another edge goes. Oh, another chance. On, that's gone. Albert's gone. Okay, there are boundaries being found here. Let's... Oh, Denley. That's unfortunate. Well, if you bounce back with a wicket, I'll be very happy, lad. Oh, he does! Look at that. He gets a set batsman out as well. Go on, Denley. Look at this. I've given him a chance in today's fixture. Nothing doing there. Okay, that's the end of day 2. Now it's going to be rain. 1 hour 1 has been lost. The pitch is still turning. The outfield's going to be very slow, you would think, with the water on the ground, but it doesn't seem to agree with that. Oh, that's in the air, and that's taken. And that is Vince gone. Okay, Denley has gone for a few runs. I'm going to swap it out. Parkinson's actually gone for a few as well. Gilchrist gets another one. Okay, that tells me let's just keep the pace on. We're trying to bowl spin because the pitch is turning, but let's just keep the pace on for a little bit because there are clearly more wickets to be had with the pace. There we go. That's another one. They are still 200 behind, losing hours. The outfield, for some reason, is still fast. I struggle to believe that. But there are clearly wickets to be had, and that is Gilchrist on 3 for already. He might grab more. He may well grab more. Let's see. Swanepoel trying to get involved. No edge there. Gilchrist goes again. No edge there. There we go. Gilchrist takes another one. Hampshire still need 32 to avoid the follow-on. Day 3, session 2. I think it probably would be best to enforce it. And really, really try and bowl them out again. With the pace that is working. Quite obviously, it's quite clearly working. We've got 1 to get. And that is that. 257 bowled out in 70 overs, so we take a full complement of bowling points. 5 for Nathan Gilchrist. Denley took 1 wicket, but the pace took the rest. We've learned what we're going to do. We're going to enforce the follow-on. We're going to go aggressive because wickets are the order of the day. And that is tea on day 3. Rain stop play, 39 more minutes lost. They are 173 behind us. Going to send it to the offside for a little bit. See how that works for us. Okay, swapping it out. Let's go to Parkinson. And Agar at the other end. And they are quite clearly just batting it out for the draw right now. They are getting runs periodically. But we've got to try and take wickets. And that's not the first. Okay, let's go straight again. Let's give Agar a break for Swanepoel. More aggression is what we need, though. And that's the first wicket gone. Well done. Okay, 75 for 1. 100 behind they are. Albert comes in. And this is probably the best chance we have had all season. You know, the strongest position we've been in all season. And they really are in survival mode here. They're not scoring many runs. That's a no ball. That looked like an edge, but it wasn't to be. Okay, I'm going to just start rotating bowlers at them then. Oh, how was that missed? Oh, what? There we go. We make up for it. We get the other opener. Okay. Add the aggression on both ends here. It's another one gone. Okay. They lead by 11. Go back to Agar. There's lunch. They lead by 21. We've just got to try and wrap this up. Again, the pace is getting the wickets, so I've got to try and back the pace to do it. There we go. That's another one. That's another one. Okay, 217 for 5. We are currently chasing 40. Just got to get 5 wickets and try and get them as fast as possible. Of course, we've got that aggressive field set. I need to try and rest my bowlers in a better way. They are getting... they're just surviving too long here. Very frustrating. Albert and Nessa are doing well. That's T. And unfortunately, I think this game is gone. I think Hampshire have survived long enough to make it a draw. Oh, okay, there's another one. We need 3 wickets, and then we'll have 2 hours to chase 150. It's going to be rough. You can't really see it happening. Oh, well, look, that's another wicket, which is great. Okay, and another one. They have declared. Okay, an hour 40. They're going to try and... I mean, they're trying to get the result. First over goes for 3. We need 191 to win off of about 90... off of about 90 minutes. Which means we've kind of just got to go into T20 mode, really. We've maybe got 30 overs. I would really like to know how many overs we have. But at the moment, it's still giving me... It's still currently giving me time left when I need to know how many overs we have and therefore a run rate. But it's not... It doesn't want to give me that. It wants to give me this instead. 160 required. And we are more or less going to send it. It was just unfortunate we couldn't really take those wickets any faster. Oh, that's unlucky. Okay, let's go into the oranges now. So Drummond is gone. That brings out Zach Crawley. He's going to start on 2 yellows. Good stuff from Compton. You just need a good couple of overs here. You know, a couple of overs where you go maybe 20 and you're looking at a chance. But we're a little bit far behind. Even that over, only going for 10. 35 minutes left. But how many overs have I got left? That's what I need to know. Probably about 7 or 8. Just not going to be enough, unfortunately. Even trying to give it full send and just go for it. Crawley's gone trying to do just that. Good shot from Compton. Oh, that'll be buys. Yeah, so unfortunately, just trying to get those wickets in the second innings, in Hampshire's second innings, they managed to stick around in the middle order for a little bit, and that was ultimately just a little bit too much for us. So we need 92 to win off 15 minutes. It's not really going to happen, but it's been a top effort from Compton out there, smacking 65, looking really good. And they're not really bowling much spin by the looks of it, and it's allowing Compton to really go for it. 74 to win with 3 overs to go, so we need about, what, 40 and over now? About 25 per over. I mean, Compton is trying. 61 to win. 60 to win off of 11 deliveries. It actually can be done, but not with those dot balls. So it will be another draw, but this will be what I would definitely describe as a winning draw. We have been the better side. We take 2 extra points from Hampshire. We batted much better than them in the first innings, but we just could not get them out in the second innings. It was Nessa alongside Albert, I think, was the partnership from about... Is it about there? Let's take a look at those partnerships. Yeah, it was from 217 to 286. So they had a good partnership in there. And then, to be fair, that's not bad as well. And then at the end, just not taking the wickets really quick enough. But Zach Crawley with an absolute mammoth 221. Gilchrist with a fifer, followed up by Agar with a fifer. Yeah, we did really well. We had a good game, and it's a good, hopefully, a really good sign of things to come. Because, of course, there was rain as well. We made almost all good decisions, and we backed it up with good performances. Unfortunately, we are still quite some way away from avoiding relegation. We need to win those kind of games to do that. But we were up against the top side, so you can forgive us a little bit. I would hope. Anyway, look at that. Players are improving across the board. This is really good to see. We go back into the T20. We've got 6 games to play. How long has this episode been? It's been 27. That's quite good. That's quite long enough for an episode. So what we will do is we will come back next time when we're in the blast. Looking to still try and qualify. There's nothing to say we are out of this. We haven't had a particularly great blast so far, but we're not out of it. There's nothing to say that. So, thank you for watching, guys. I do hope you've enjoyed. I do hope you agree that that was a bit better for us. We take a draw against the top side, having batted very well, taking 13 points in a draw. So, 5 bonus points on top of the 8 that you receive for the drawn game. Actually, it's the only draw in the division and the only draw alongside Glamorgan Gloucestershire. All the other games had results, including an innings victory for Surrey, who scored 600. Oh my goodness. What the heck? I wonder how big that partnership was. Oh my goodness. 365. Bowled them all out for 167, and then bowled them all out again. Yeah, that's rough for Essex. My bad. My B. Thank you for watching, guys. I do hope you've enjoyed, of course. I shall catch you next time.